Hello, everyone. Yes, we are here today, and I am going to do online captivation secrets 5 and 6. So I'm doing two today because one is just kind of a little secret that I want to let you guys in on, and the other one's a little bit more actionable, like the others have been. So as soon as you pop on, say hello so I know you're here and I can say hi. I think everything is working properly today, which is amazing. Finally, Facebook got it right. So as soon as you pop on here, say hi. I'm going to wait just a minute before I start talking about captivation secret number 5 and number 6. So let's see here. And if you are joining me for the first time, if you missed any of the other ones, you can go back and watch the live streams here in the group, or you can just download the handbook where I have all 9 secrets laid out for you guys. The link is right here above. So who am I here with today? Who's here with me today? And it's so funny because yesterday I was like super dressed up, makeup done, hair done, I had a dress on. Today I am bumming it with my Saturday Sunday shirt that I wear more than just on Saturdays and Sundays. So Tammy says, hi, hello, hello. Cool, I like being able to see you guys. So this is awesome. All right, so when you join here, of course, say hello. And I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Catherine's here. Hi, Catherine. Awesome. You guys are awesome. It's funny because I keep seeing the same people hop on over and over again. So thank you guys for joining. And so I want to just start a conversation with captivation secret number 5 because this was one of the mountains that I wanted to overcome, or the mountain that I wanted to like reach the top of when I first started making money in my business, and that was the 6-figure mountain. I really just thought that if I could make $100,000 a year and reach 6 figures, like all of my problems would be solved. Same thing if you're doing the 10K months. If you want 10K months, that's, that equals about 6 figures. So for me, that was definitely one of the top mountains that I wanted to cross when I first started my business. And the secret that I want to share with you guys today is that 6 figures is actually the hardest. So your first 6 figures is the hardest. That is captivation secret number 5. It is the hardest because we're just starting to learn how to make money online. And a lot of times what I see is, some people, they either get lucky or they catch a break or they end up working with someone, or like something happens and they get to the 6 figures, but then they have no idea how. So then I see them trying to like backtrack and say, okay, how did I actually do that? And how do I replicate that over and over again, right? How do I know that's not just luck? How do I know that's not just a fluke? So captivation secret number 5 is that your first 6 figures is the hardest, and it's because you're just figuring stuff out. You're still trying to figure out your flow. You're still trying to figure out, how to make that money, how to turn that into a profitable system, how to repeat the process over and over again so that you can make it. But I feel like once you overcome that 6-figure hurdle, the next 6 figures, the 2, 3, 400, 6 figures, that is easier. So I just wanted to let you guys know that is the secret, is that first 6 figures is the hardest, but once you overcome that, you are able to really, really skyrocket. So for those of you that are on right now, if you're watching the replay here, is 6 figures one of your mountains? Is 6 figures a mountain that you want to cross this year? For some of you, it might be multiple 6 figures. For some of you, it might be 7 figures. But I just want also you guys to be aware that like the first couple years of your business, you do kind of have to have this, and I call it the energetic hustle, right? Because it's not the kind of hustle where you have to, be a slave to your business and completely forget about your parents, your family, and, where it doesn't feel good. The energetic hustle is you're just starting your business. You're excited, you're passionate, you feel just so awesome about everything that you just want to work. Like you want to connect with people, you want to do your live streams, you want to create content. So that's why I like to just call it the energetic hustle. And I believe in the energetic hustle because I've been there and I still do it, right? Whenever I get excited about a program or something that I'm putting out there, I'm super excited, I'm hustling, I'm putting the stuff out there. But I don't believe in the kind of hustle that burns you out or that doesn't feel good. So what the secret is for those of you that are just joining is that the first six figures is the hardest. And once you're able to overcome that mountain, the next six figures is a lot easier. Now we're going from 6 to 7, completely different story. So if you're in that boat, come and talk to me. But yeah, in that first six figures is definitely the hardest. And also what I see a lot of people do is they don't want to do like the traditional marketing, or they don't want to do the traditional hustle or growing of the business, which is a lot of the organic stuff, reaching out to people, doing personal outreach, asking for referrals, doing social media, putting themselves out there. They kind of want to skip that part and go right to the success. And the reality is that unless you have a lot of capital, which most people who start a business don't have a ton of capital that they can play with to like dump thousands of dollars into Facebook ads every month, you've got to do that. You have to kind of have that foundation of where you're, becoming the expert. You are learning, you're making mistakes, you're taking risks. And so that brings me to Captivation secret number 6, which is invest in the best to fast track your success. Yes, I came up with that and it rhymes. So Captivation secret number 5 was that your first 6 figures is the hardest. Captivation secret number 6 is to invest in the best to fast track your success. So this is across the board something that I've seen every successful person do time and time again. Again, for me, people ask me, how did I do it so fast? How am I so successful? How am I friends with so many influencers? And the reality is I invested, and not many people are willing to take that risk. Not many people are willing to invest at that level. And the reality is you have to. If you want to grow your business, you have to invest in your business. And that can look like a million different things. It can be investing in, your branding. It could be investing in publicity. It could be investing in advertising. It could be investing in a coach or a consultant to help you grow your business. It could be investing in a training program or live events, but you have to continue to invest to grow. And when you're able to do that and you're really able to learn from the best, you shorten your timeline. You shorten your timeline to that 6 figures or the 7 figures or multiple 6, whatever you're trying to achieve. And so every time I invest, I know that I am, fast tracking my success. Along with that though is, and I'm going to do another live stream about this that's separate from the Captivation secrets, but along with that is taking the personal responsibility for what you've just invested in. A lot of people will invest in something, they'll hand their money over, they'll buy a course, they'll pay a coach, and then they just expect to like sit back and not do any work and the results to happen just because they took that action of investing. But the way that I look at it is whenever I invest, I want to make my money back. And that is not the responsibility of the person that I hire. It's not the responsibility of that specific course or the event, but it is my intention. And I take personal responsibility that I'm going to make my money back. Not only am I going to make my money back, but I'm going to 10x my money. And why I'm going to do that is because I'm actually going to do the work. I'm going to be the star student. I'm going to show up. So invest, but also take responsibility that it's all you, right? When it comes to entrepreneurship, your successes are you. Your failures are you. And I think that's why a lot of people have trouble with entrepreneurship because there's no way out. You are responsible for everything that happens to you. And once you can take that responsibility and really have intentions to do with what you invest in, do something great with it, then you're going to continue to stay in the same spot. So if you are somebody that maybe has invested and you're thinking, oh, like I've invested so much and nothing's happened, I want you to look inside and I want you to think, are you really doing the work? Have you really set that intention to take whatever trainings or teachings that you're getting from people and actually applying it? Because applying it, implementing it means a million times more than just absorbing the content, downloading the content, or just investing, right? We actually have to do something with it. So if you're stuck, if your business is at a plateau, if you're not really making the money you want to make, number one, are you investing? Are you investing? And I know for a lot of people, it might seem like a little counterintuitive. You're like, I'm just making the money. I've just started making money. Now I'm going to give it away to somebody else, or I'm going to spend it on a course, or I'm going to spend it on a class or an event. So it's hard to hold on to that money. But the more you do that, the better, because you are basically just creating this in and out flow of money. When you hoard the money, you're not going to get more of it. So also on the second part of that, so number one is, are you investing? If you are investing and you're not seeing the results, ask yourself and be honest, are you doing the work? Are you actually doing the work? Have you set the intention? Have you taken personal responsibility to get the result and to take the trainings and the teachings that you're getting and actually apply them? Really, if you're doing those two things, then you are on the fast track to success. You are someone that is going to shorten the learning curve and really get there. So Bree says, so happy to see you. Nice to see you, says Marielle. And Marjorie said it has a lot to do with confidence. Yes, I agree with that, Marjorie. And she's talking about the 6 figures, the first 6 figures being the hardest, because once you do that, it's just like what I was talking about yesterday. If you guys missed yesterday's, we talked about how evidence equals confidence. So once you see that evidence of you being able to have those 5-figure months, or having $100,000 year or $200,000 year, whatever it is that you want, it's a lot easier because you're confident. You know that you can do it, and you know that you can repeat the process. So I totally agree with that. Marjorie. Marjorie's one of the girls in my inner circle. So nice to see you, hun. All right, so what do you guys think about this? What do you think about investing? What do you think about taking that personal responsibility for your successes and for making that 6 figures? Also want to hear from you guys about, what is your goal? What is your mountain that you are trying to achieve this year? What's that mountain? What's that number that if you got that, you would just be dancing, right? So while I wait for you guys to comment with that, I'm going to tell you a little story about how, or when I made my first 10K month. It was actually 12, but you know, I made my first 5-figure month, and I talked about this yesterday as well in the live stream. And it was just so crazy, because once I actually achieved it, I said, I'm never going to have less than a 5-figure month. Never. And I haven't. 3 years later, 2 years later. So it was about me making that conscious effort, that conscious decision that I was never going to make less than that. And I had proof and I had evidence that I could do it. So I knew that I could do it over and over and over again. And so anyway, that following year, because that was in December of 2015, or 2014, December of 2014. So in 2015, my goal was 6 figures. I wanted to make 6 figures. I thought if I could just make $10,000 a month every month, it would be $120,000 a year, and I would be set. So I had that goal. That was like, for me, that mountain that I really, really wanted to accomplish in that year. And within the first 3 months, I achieved that mountain. Like, I climbed that mountain and I just like jumped right over it. So knowing also, like, knowing your numbers, knowing your goals, being really intentional about what you're trying to achieve will help you achieve it faster. One of my favorite quotes is, vague results, or vague requests equals vague results. So if you're out there just saying, oh, it would be nice to have 6 figures, or it would be nice to have this, you know, get specific with it. I am all about getting specific with it. Yes, you can be open to more. Yes, you can have things happen in different ways, but be very clear about what it is that you desire. So Lena says, what to do when you're not making the money, about your confidence. So I believe we talked about this yesterday a little bit, Lena. And basically what it is you want to think about other times in your life where you've had that confidence. So where are times in your life where you had made money? Also, what is that money about for you? Is it about freedom? Is it about accomplishment? Is it about you just feeling really good? what is the actual thing that you're looking for when you're trying to make that money. And if you can get into that feeling space of that, then it'll be easier for you to continue. So that's kind of like a chicken and an egg thing, right? Like, how can we be confident, or how can I be not worried about money when I don't have money, right? Hey, Moj, and Crizel says, absolutely right. Not only do you need to invest, you need to apply. Yeah, and it's crazy to me that a lot of people just think, they might hire a coach or somebody to help them, and then it's like, okay, let me just sit back and do nothing, right? I invested, so where is my success on a silver platter? And it doesn't happen that way. So yes, Crizel, absolutely. So anyway, I want you guys to comment below. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to wrap this up, but I want you to comment with your mountain. What's your mountain that you want to climb and that you want to reach the top of this year? And what I'm talking about is your money goal. What is that money goal? What does it actually look like? I want you to verbalize it. I want you to acknowledge it. And I want you to actually put it out there in the world, because if you keep something for yourself, there's no accountability there. But if you're actually putting it out there and you're saying, I'm going to make 6 figures this year. I'm going to make $250,000 this year. I'm going to make $330,000 this year, like whatever that number is, I want you to own it. I want you to claim it, because that's your first step. That's your first step to actually getting it. I mean, we're almost 4 months into the year. How far are you away from that goal? How, possible is that for you, right? Alicia says, looks like a 14K month. Amazing. You're killing it, Alicia. What about for the year? Do you have a money goal for the year? Does it look like, 4 months in now that you're actually going to get there? If not, and this is why I always encourage you to do this, because if not, you can kind of pivot and say, I need to step on the gas a little bit. I need to do something more to get back on track to whatever that mountain is that I want to climb and overcome. Mojde says, how to unleash the treasures within. What block is that? I'm not sure what the question means. I'm not sure I don't know if you're referring to something in the book, but I'm not sure what that is, Moj. So yes, congratulations, Alicia. And put your mountains below. I want to see what they are. My mountain this year is 2 million. It's a scary freaking mountain, right? But I know I can, assess right now, am I on track? And if not, I better get my butt into gear, right? But accountability, right? For me, it's about competition with myself. For me, it's like, I want to double my business every year. For me, it's like, I want to pay off my house and my car. So what is that mountain you want to climb? Put it below. I want to see it. I want you guys to declare it, because that is the first. Lena, 5K a month, so that's like 60,000 a year. Perfect. And it's okay to shift that too. So that year when I said I wanted to do the 100K, and in the first 3 months I did the 100K, I was like, oh, okay, let me shift that. Okay, now I want to do 300, right? So I ended up that year with over 500, but the thing with goals is like, they're not set in stone. It's just something that you're working towards. So you can always change it. You can always shift it. You can always pivot and see like where you have to go with that. So in closing, I want to recap online captivation secret number 5, which was the first 6 figures is the hardest. So if you're trekking up that mountain and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. Am I ever going to get there? Is it ever going to be my time? Just hang in there and keep going, because that first 6 figures is the hardest. Once you achieve that, you have that evidence, you have that confidence, you're going to be able to do it over and over and over again. So get through that, reach that first 6 figures, figure out how you did it, and then repeat the process. Captivation secret number 6 was invest in the best to fast track your success. And investing alone isn't the key. It's in not only investing, but applying, like Crizel says, apply what you actually learn and take personal responsibility. That is one of my things that I tell everyone. I'm like, I take personal responsibility for everything that's happened in my business, my successes, my failures, my mistakes, the risks that I've taken. I've taken that personal responsibility because I'm the only one to blame. So it never was blaming anybody else. And I feel like that's another reason why I am so successful and I was so successful quickly, is because I took that on. And a lot of us don't want to do that, right? Marielle says 60K this year. How much hours average do you work in a day? So, Marielle, my first year, I worked about 40 hours a week, and I didn't think that that was bad. I actually thought it was amazing because previously I was working 40 hours a week for somebody else, right? I was getting a paycheck, I was going in 9 to 5. So if I could give 40 hours a week of myself to somebody else, and it was even more than 40 hours once you count the travel and, you know, driving to work and all that stuff. So I was committed to at least giving my business 40 hours a week. Now, if you are working another job, it's a little bit difficult, right? So that might have to change and shift a little bit for you. Now I probably work about 20. So that's cut in half, but also I'm going into my fourth year of business, and I've learned how to streamline things. I outsource. I have other people doing stuff for me. A lot of the programs and things that I'm running are evergreen. So I can work a lot less hours now, but if you're in your first, maybe the first year to like 18 months, I would highly recommend working 40 hours. Because like I said, if you're working 40 hours and you're willing to give 40 hours to someone else for their dream, you best believe that you should be giving that 40 hours to yourself so that you can make this happen, whatever it is that you want to happen, whatever that success looks like for you. So Griselle says 100K. Awesome. You can do it. And that's the thing. I believe that all of you can do it. If you have something of value, if you can change people's lives, business, health, relationship, whatever, and you add massive value to somebody's life, that 6 figures is easy. And the only thing that's stopping you from getting it now is that you think it's hard, right? So, alrighty, ladies. I am going to head out. I hope you enjoyed this. I just wanted to get 5 and 6 in because we have 9 and it kind of seems like it's dragging out. So if you missed any of the other ones, like I said, just go back. I have all of the secrets here in the group. I've done a short live stream, less than 20 minutes on all of them. Or if you just want all 9 secrets, you want to download it, I have that guidebook called Captivate, and the link is right here. You can just download that, get all 9 secrets. Good stuff in there, people. Good stuff people are not sharing. Other marketers are not sharing the stuff about mindset, about who you have to be, about investing. Nobody's talking about that stuff, right? They're talking about the tactics and the strategies. And yes, I love tactics and strategies because they work, but it's the inner work and the leadership and the mindset that really is going to take you to that next level. Tammy says 100K sounds fabulous. Let's do it, ladies. All right, so I will talk to you guys soon. If you're watching the replay, go ahead and put your mountain below. If you're watching me right now, put your mountain below. I want you to declare it. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Ciao.